All right, happy Saturday evening. What an odd time to do a live stream. Honestly, probably not going to do this again on a Saturday evening. We didn't get like a huge amount of questions. I got some from email, but I also didn't give much notification time for you guys. This is going to be the last live stream until August. We are going to Canada, and I'm not taking any time off. I can't do that. It's not that I'm not taking time off. I will take some time off, but I still have to work while we're gone. We just have too much going on with the business. Oops, sorry, I kicked the table. So in August, when we start these live streams, I'm probably going to go back to some of the polls, maybe do like poll topics most of the time, but just keep them bi-weekly in August. So very exciting for us. Actually, no, I really don't want to go back to Canada. If you know me, I don't like the cold. And when you're used, like it was 106 degrees today, it was nice. I was out there seeding my paddock, pulling weeds, like 2 in the afternoon. It was hot, and it felt great. It feels like you are doing hot yoga all the time when you walk outside. So it's going to be a bit of a shift. Like in Canada today, people where we're from were wearing spring jackets. So if they were wearing spring jackets, I'm going to need a winter jacket. That's what I'm planning for. I'm going to have to bring a lot of clothes. But still, I'm excited to see my family and my friends, and it will be fun. This is me mindsetting my way into it, right? So as always today for this Q&A, anything you hear today is for educational purposes only. Please make sure you talk to your practitioner before doing anything to your body, supplements, all the things. Just a general liability that everybody really should be saying when they're talking about health stuff. Now, quick announcement. We have one more day left to take advantage of the current prices for the IHA, which are going to be increasing on Monday. So they'll all be increasing by $2,000 across the board. If you want some more information on that, you can definitely just message me. I will try to fit you in tomorrow for a strategy call to see if you're the right fit for the academy. Some people aren't. Like, I just have to say that. Some people's health issues are really complex and they need guidance and hand-holding, not just trying to go through a course by themselves. It's if I was just like, oh yeah, come in the course, and it's setting them up for failure. So when you're on multiple medications, complex health issues, severe anxiety, debilitating brain fog, going in and learning this level of course is not probably going to be the best fit for you. It is in depth. We are covering a lot of science that anybody can learn. Don't get me wrong, anybody can learn it. I will make sure you learn it. That is my commitment to you. I will get you through it. But it still is a challenge, and it's really fun if you love this natural stuff, if you love understanding the science behind how your body works and what the labs say and what your supplements your body needs and customizing them to your genetics. Like, it's really, really fun stuff. You're basically putting this complex puzzle together. Super fun, but challenging. And when you're not doing your best, that can be a little bit of a stretch to expect yourself to be able to do that. So it's normally just better to invest in the coaching, have somebody guiding you, either myself or one of my graduates. We are now over 20, which is awesome. We should have another couple graduating in the next, hopefully, couple weeks. So if you want to take advantage of those current prices, then just message me to get in for a live call. Now, I want to start with this question. Where did it go? Okay, so this is a client of mine, which definitely you could have just asked me and I would have sent you a voice message. That is like my new thing now. I just love sending everybody voice messages. I think I'm going to get into like Voxer too, coaching for when people reply. Facebook has, made it so that you can turn people up to 2x and get them talking faster, but Voxer you can go up to like 3x. Really cool. So this person asked, how do you organize all your supplements? She feels that it's overwhelming to her and she needs to figure out a good system. So the best way when you're getting started on new supplements is what it says at the top of every single one of your protocols that I send you is start with one at a time, go slowly, introduce them slowly. And not only is this going to help you organize your supplements and allow your body to get used to them, it's going to get your brain used to taking them at that time. And then I really recommend everybody not just go buy all the supplements and be like, pop, 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 pop. No, we don't want to do that. We want to be looking at the protocol and seeing why we're taking the supplement and doing it in the right order. Like, I design my protocols, they're all in order based on the support that I feel your body needs most. And you do them in that order. You don't just, get them as they come in from Amazon or wherever you order them from. But what you want to do is allow your brain to get used to taking them and kind of understanding why you're taking them. So, if it says on a protocol to take this supplement at dinner, then you would start with that, do that for a few days, get used to taking it at dinner, and then the next one would be in and it says, oh, take one of these at lunch. So you'd slowly work up to one, and then you get used to that, and then continue going there, because so many people, they get a protocol and they're just like, oh my gosh, this is so much. But instead, if you just break it down one day at a time, get used to the supplements, you're probably only going to be taking 3, maybe 4 at each meal, except during a gut protocol. Gut protocols are pretty intense, but we give your body a good amount of time to get there. Now, when you're first starting to take your supplements, you always want to tune into your body, because the goal is not to get to the maximum dose of the supplement. The goal is to get to what your body tolerates and does well with. So, for some people that is the maximum dose. They're able to do that. For other people, it's a quarter of a capsule. And you really have to honor and respect that, and not think that you have to be at the end destination, because it's going to take time, whether you get on that protocol quickly or whether you get on that protocol slowly. It's going to take time for your body to start to repair and handle the backlog of issues that you have. It doesn't just happen, oh, I'm on my protocol, and a week later I should be, perfect. So we have to give our body time. So it's easier if you just take some time to get onto the protocol, get used to it, get into the habit, because it is a habit, and really commit to making sure you're taking those supplements at the right time. Now, some people, once they're on their full protocol, they'll be like, this is my supplement organizer, and every Sunday I'm going to put all my supplements in there for the entire week. Personally, my brain doesn't do that. I'm at a really maintenance phase, so I've done a lot of work on my body over the years, and I listen. There's some basic nutrients that I make sure I get in 3 days a week, but I listen and kind of just gear, what does my body need today? And when you start off by going slowly, getting used to your supplements, listening how you feel after taking your supplements, respecting your body if it says to take a step back, then after you're really through the entire program, which, it's an in-depth program. It's not like just going and getting a lab from somebody and being on your way. This is a huge system that we follow when we're doing the Heal Yourself program. So after you're through it and you're feeling better, going through that entire process, you kind of really tune into, what does my body need today? Is this pathway, you can almost feel, based on your supplements and your genetics, oh, my ammonia is creeping up right now. I can really feel that happening. And so I'm going to take some extra ammonia support. That's, where I'm really at with my supplements. So it changes every week what I take. It changes every day what I take. All right. So another question that I got was just somebody wanted me to go over the labs that I run, and I'll do that, pretty quickly, because I do have our functional medicine lab workshop, which literally goes over every single one of the labs that I run. It goes over the order, it goes over why I run them. It's really in detail. So if you want that link, just tag me below in the comments, or send me a message and I'll send you a link to the workshop. But the labs that I run it was an experiment. When I got started as a practitioner, we're coming up to my 8, pretty well, oh my gosh, it's 8 years that I have now been a practitioner. And when I started, I did not have this program. People came to me and they said, I have migraines. What do I do? And I would say, well, it's probably your neurotransmitters. Let's work on that. And I didn't have genetics at the time. I probably run an organic acids test, but even when I got started, I wasn't doing the organic acids test. I was doing like food sensitivity tests, and I was doing like these really tests that I don't even use anymore. And so I didn't have a program. So if you came to me with gut issues, I'd give you a gut protocol. If you came to me with migraines, I'd probably look at things like neurotransmitters and hormones. And some I would look, some I would just guess because I didn't have the labs that I do now. I had some labs. And then over time, I kept learning about new labs, trying new labs. And, you know, some labs I really liked, some labs I'm like, oh, this is not working. And I'd repeat it with, you know, client over client, client after client. And over time, this came together. It took years. It really did take years of seeing what was working for the majority of people. And one thing that I found is people who came to me with gut symptoms and I did the gut stuff first, they never got better. It was just like never ending chasing the gut symptoms, and it just didn't do anything. And so the people who were doing the other work, and as soon as I started to add in more labs, I added in the oats, I was running blood work. Then when I added in the genetics was like a missing piece of the puzzle. And so I started to do the genetics, and people would come up to me with gut issues, and they would be like, you know, can we do gut work? And I'd be like, no, we need to do this first. And it came together with the oats, the blood work, and the genetics, just giving us so much information. It's neurotransmitters, it's nutrient deficiencies, mitochondria, thyroid. We're seeing so much of what's going on with those pathways and then the detox pathways. What I found over the years that the majority of people's symptoms are not coming from the gut, they're coming from their detox pathways. And they're like, oh, well, I'll just take some milk thistle and some activated charcoal and I'm on my way to gut work. And it's like, no, those three pathways are so complex. It's, you know, big part of the Integrative Healing Academy is learning about these detox pathways. And so I had everybody start to do this. And some people were really upset about it. And I just got like very clear in my messaging that this is the program that we're following. And I did that for years and really, really great success. And that's what led me to writing Heal Yourself and putting it in the book. So the labs that I run and that I always start off with are going to be blood work, oats, genetics, because it gives us just so much information about those pathways. And of course we have to look at nutrition because, you know, most people, except if they've read my book, like it's great, people have read my book and they come to me and like, wow, you know, you're doing really well with your diet, it's really balanced, you're eating a lot of whole foods. But most people are either swinging to standard American or they're swinging to really crazy strict diets that are damaging their body, probably just as much, if not more so, than the standard American diet. And then they also have a lot of mindset work and reprogramming to do because they are afraid of food. And then we have to work on that to add in the food because they've really got into that vicious cycle of this food is bad, I cut it out, I felt better. Then my symptoms came back, so I cut out another food and I felt better, and then I kept doing it until I was eating 3 foods, right? Or they're very programmed to, right now, like the biggest programming is carbs are bad and natural sugar is bad. So people are going on these either high-fat paleo diets, keto type diets, and the labs don't lie, guys. Like I see these people coming to me and they're like, you know, it's giving me more energy. I'm like, yeah, that's the cortisol and the dopamine going up because your body thinks you're starving it and wants to liberate some energy for you to go find food. And because we have food, we're not actually doing that. But that's what the body is doing. It's in a state of breakdown, and we see it clearly on the labs. Severe mitochondrial dysfunction, severe sex hormone dysfunction, thyroid dysfunction. It's just like, wow. But they have a little more energy, right? And they really believe that what they're doing is right because they feel that the carbs are bad because everybody is telling them that. So it takes a lot of reprogramming for people who are swinging to that extreme diet. It's so much easier. Somebody comes to me on a standard American diet and we just clean it up. We cut out some of the toxins and they're like, whoa, that's amazing, the difference I feel by cutting out the toxins instead of the macronutrients. the carbs, fat, or the protein when people are swinging to these extreme diets. So, and the other thing with these extreme diets is they're very high oxalate, they're very high sulfur, and some people can handle the sulfur, most people can't, is what I've been finding genetically. People just are not doing well with that much sulfur. And of course, we've really screwed up our ability to detoxify oxalates. So we're not doing well with the oxalates either. But again, a lot of reprogramming to get people to start adding in foods. And that's where the voice messaging really helps with my texting support. So we want to look at nutrition. We want to get these foundation labs. And of course, we do have to address mindset, because you can't just take supplements and change your diet and expect your body to fully heal when you have emotional trauma, a toxic relationship, when you are in a job that you hate and is torturing you every day you go to work. So either we change the job, we change the relationships, or we change the way you look at them, right? And that's where mindset work comes into play. It is changing our thoughts, and that changes our life. And it really is a process. It's something that I have done for many, many years. And it's very funny. I had multiple people today use the exact same language when referring to how much I do on a daily basis. And I don't feel I do a lot, but everybody else, when they're seeing what I'm doing with, my business and the farm and, having a child and a husband and all the family stuff that we do. And multiple people said, Sandy, you wear a lot of hats. And it was like 3 or 4 people used that same words, like, you're wearing a lot of hats. And I'm like, well, I actually don't wear hats. If you ever see me with a hat, that's going to be really weird. I hate hats. I have hair, like a lot of it's my hat. But I do wear a lot of hats, and I have a lot of things in my mind going on with what I have to do with the academy, what I'm doing to not just support my students and my graduates and go on and grow the academy. Like, there's a huge focus with growth right now. And I just created my very first video ad. I'm going to be sharing it with you guys next week. And I did all the editing myself. So I learned that. I took a little course for it. I'm actually learning Spanish at the same time too. And people are like, how are you not so stressed? Because I did a lot of mindset work. It's not that, I do any better or have any more time in the day. I've learned how to manage myself, and I've really made my plate a lot bigger because of my thoughts. So I don't sit and ruminate about all the things I have to do today, all the things I did today, all the things I have to do yesterday, this, that, and the other. That's not on my mind. It's, I'm really very much in the present moment. And that's taken a lot of training. And that's why it's so important to do the mindset work, because you can come to a place where you're at a lot of the times, no matter what's happening in your life, you're really in a state of peace. And that peace is key to healing. It's key to not only healing, but it's key to staying healed. You need to be at that place. And it doesn't, mean sometimes that I don't get upset or sad or anything like that. But it's just the tools that I've learned to process it. So we do our foundation labs, we work on nutrition, finding balance, cutting out chemicals, and we work on mindset. And then from there, we give the body time, 2 to 3 months. Then we run a Dutch, we look at hormones, we look at adrenals, we might have to run some blood work, we might have to run a methylation test, depends on the complexity of the issues that you have. And after that, we go on and we do a lot of phase 3 detox work, so moving the toxins out. Phase 1 and 2 are all about processing toxins. Phase 3 is getting the toxins out, and that's really preparing for the toxins that we're going to release when we start to do gut work. And so then gut work can take anywhere from, 6 months, 9 months, a year, depends on how messed up things are in there. And then after that, I go on and do really gentle, long-term heavy metal detox. And some people, I'll combine that a little bit with gut work, but for the most part, I've found that, gut work is intense and stressful enough on the body that we don't also need to be detoxifying metals at the same time. So that's the outline of the entire program. Not only if you are working with me as a client, but if you are in the academy, either in level 1, learning to heal yourself and your family, or going on to level 2 and becoming a practitioner, this is the same process that you're going to run through. Now, the only difference is in level 1, you don't have the advanced labs like the methylation panel or the urinary amino acids test or some of the advanced genetics. That happens in level 2. Level 2 is really geared for people who are going to become a practitioner. We teach you how to work with clients, and then once you graduate, I am right there with you every step of the way, looking at your client files, giving you help with coaching your clients through whatever issues that they're going through. And that's, again, those voice messages come in handy, or Loom videos are a big thing that I do. I'll review your protocols with a Loom video so that you can see what I'm looking at. And it's just furthering your experience, because the way the course is set up is you're not going to memorize it. It's not going to happen. It's a lot of material, and it's set up so that every time you go through it with a file, you learn more, you remember more, and then you do it again and again and again. And so we have in level 2, you go through with 2 practice clients, yourself and somebody else, or 2 other people, and you've already done the mock files in level 1, so those aren't real people. Then in level 2, you're running the real people through, so you're getting experience coaching, and you're also showing me that you understand how to analyze these labs, and you have an understanding of how to design the protocols and what supplements we're choosing. And then after that, you write your exam, and the exam is set up again to just solidify information. But really, the real learning, if you want to go on to become a practitioner, is going to happen as you start to work with person after person after person. And what is really different with the Academy versus other programs is after you graduate, I'm literally holding your hand and helping you with every single one of those clients until you don't need help with those clients. And 5 years from now, you need help with a client, you've never seen this presentation, then you contact me. The odds are I have seen it. I've been doing this for a long time now, so it's not my first rodeo. So level 3 is all about building your business. We have a business boom course and a mastermind, and you get a website, so it's all geared towards that. And I'm actually going to be doing a level 3 plus, because I find some people get into level 3 and they hit the ground running and they start signing up clients, and other people, they start running into blocks and fears. And for some, the mastermind is enough to tackle it, but for others, they need a little bit more hand holding. And I'm setting up this level 3 plus to really like literally hold your hand step by step, tell you what videos to make, tell you what content to create, tell you, I'll edit your website content and go over every single video you create with like personal feedback on it. So it's going to be set up to really streamline the process to get you going even faster. So that's in the works for August. I should start hearing back from some of these Tedx applications in August, which is really, really exciting. So cross your fingers, and if not, then I'll apply for like 80 of them in January. But we're really hoping that we get in this year, because that will be huge growth for the Academy itself. Now, if you have any questions on that program, I know it's intense, and that's, it's very different than going to see other practitioners who are just treating you based on your symptoms. They're just guessing. They're guessing what labs they run. They have no order to follow. And this is really laid out step by step. It allows us to create these custom protocols to you. It allows us to see what's going on. Like, that makes such a huge difference for people when they're actually like, wow, I know I need the supplement, and I know that this is one of the big problems. And sometimes it has no relation to your symptoms at all. You think it's something totally different, and it's not. And so we can really just work at the body, like peeling one layer of the onion away and getting to the root of your issues. So if you have any questions on that, feel free to message me. I can send you the link to book a strategy call. If you're like really excited about the Academy, we have that one day until the prices go up. So send me a message and I will get you on a strategy call tomorrow so you can take advantage of those prices. All right, so I think I covered all of the questions in that big that big overview of the program. But if you want more in-depth look at every single one of the labs, like I literally open up the lab and show you what every single marker we're looking at and why I chose those labs, and what it's going to tell you about your body. So I will send you that link. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend, and I hope that you have a great July, and we'll see you in August.